Mr. Crypto Guy. I'm extraordinarily busy, sir. I just wanted to ask about the profit. The lifetime supply of crypto profits for Charlie. When does he get it? He doesn't. Why not?
Because he broke the rules.
What rules? We didn't see any rules, and did we, Charlie?
Wrong, sir, wrong! Under page 4 of my Twitter feed 5 months ago on the tweet liked by him, it states quite clearly that all profits will become null and wrecked if ignored, and you can read for yourself on this photostatic copy. Do not invest more than you can afford to lose. This is not financial advice, etc., etc. Never buy and sell on emotion. Always have a plan, etc., etc. Never get complacent and learn to manage risk. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You FOMO'd in at the top. You blew out your account and you panic sold at the bottom. So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Wednesday. I hope everyone's having as good of a week as we possibly can with all this stuff that's been going on. If we have a look at the markets today, Bakkt be like, this shit, see you in January. No, but seriously, if we do have a look at the market today, guys, actually looks pretty much the same. So we are seeing, again, some red across the board. Now, we did actually go up a little bit since this morning, but over the 24-hour period, unfortunately, a lot of the coins are still down. As you notice, we had switched it to the Bitcoin comparative, and in that sense, you'll notice that even things like XRP are now being affected, again, by Bitcoin falling. Now, if we look at the biggest gainers of the day, we do have Mixin up 15%, ARK up about 12%, Factom, Nexo, Maker, Hypercash, Bosscoin, Redcoin, MadeSafe, and Dash, all doing quite well, you know, in this still turbulent times for the market, noticing Bitcoin dominance still staying around 53.3%. So we have fallen below the trend line. Once again, the question is, you know, are we going down to that 4K mark, guys? Well, you know, time will tell, but as of right now, we're just sort of waiting and seeing what's happening. Actually, I did a poll on Twitter. If you guys want to get over, I think it's got like 2 hours left by the time this video comes out. Might only be a few minutes, but I do polls all the time. Let me know. I said, what do you think the floor will be? So 22% think that this is the bottom. 45% say between 3 and 4K. 23% say between 2K and 3K. And 10% game over, man. So that's out of 459 votes. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out if you guys want to go over there and check that out. However, if we look at what Ben D. Francesco has been saying, he's the founder of ScopeLift. He basically says that waiting for the next crypto bull run right now may be like waiting for the next .com bull run in 2002. One never came, but then one day, a couple decades later, we woke up to realize the internet had infiltrated and reshaped every crevice of media, politics, business, and culture. Now, we may not have had a .com boom 2.0, but we did have a lot of projects and a lot of companies that definitely survived, like the Phoenix from the flames. Also, coming down here, I just wanted to point out that our good old friend Murad, he says money moves faster than equity. Bitcoin $130,000 by late 2023 is still in play. And he actually pulls up this chart right here, which I wanted to sort of just bring up really quick. So it goes into, you know, traits of money. And as you can see, I'm not going to go through the whole thing live, but Bitcoin actually is a better form of money all around based on the credentials of what are the traits of money. So, you know, I'll drop this tweet definitely if you guys want to have a look at that for sure. Now, let's get into the news, because yesterday I put my video out. Literally within a matter of minutes of putting my video out, this notice starts circulating all over the internet. This is from ICE Futures, and it says that Bakkt Bitcoin daily futures contract is expected to begin trading on January 24th. So this is pushing it back over a month, okay? We were supposed to be having this on December 12th. I've heard some people claiming this is manipulation. Kind of strange how just one day before we have a massive plummet, this thing gets pushed back. It's not out of the question. I'm definitely not going to put it out of the cards with this one, guys. It's a possibility. So as you can see here, everyone is saying, you know, party's over, whatever. No, they just pushed it back. So essentially, they said that the new listing time frame will provide additional time for customer and clearing member onboarding prior to the start of trading and warehousing of the new contract. Now, I'm not too sure. I mean, we're only dealing with digital stuff here. I don't really see what preparation needs to be made, but this was the official release from Kelly Loeffler, the CEO, and she goes on to say, first, our team is hard at work with customer onboarding and securing regulatory approvals. We're focused on helping participants prepare for our launch, and we appreciate the tremendous collaboration among our clearing firms and customers. Also, she goes on to say, the level of collaboration at the exchange, customer and regulatory levels are unprecedented in terms of engagement and effort in the institutional cryptocurrency markets. We are also fortunate to now have Adam White on board as our COO as we work through our launch and establish our roadmap for the year ahead. So if you don't know who Adam White is, he held a position at Coinbase for quite some time, and now he's moved over to this. So he clearly sees something, you know, of value in this. There's also a little bit of a Q&A down here if you guys want to check it out. Nothing really, you know, worth reporting about. So on other news, that people, we know about that. It's been around the news. We're not going to harp on that all day. But one thing, if you noticed what Emin Searer said, he goes, now Craig Wright deserves to lose funds for sheer idiocracy. But the fact that they equivocated unwittingly should make you uneasy about protocols that slash the full staking amount because of a one-time error. So what are we referring to in this tweet? Well, it looks like as the Bitcoin SV network undergoes a block reorg overwriting the data of different blocks, several exchanges have issued a warning on the SV network, instability, and possible delisting. So, guys, basically, you guys know Bitcoin Cash had a hard fork. I think if you're watching this, you're aware of that. So we had Craig Wright's version, Bitcoin SV, has suffered a block reorganization. As a result of the block reorg, transactions on two different blocks were overwritten. There lies every possibility that the block reorg and the overwriting could be due to a malicious outsider attack. However, the most likely possibility is that this was a planned stress test which caused an overload in the transaction activity. So aimed at conducting the biggest test ever on any public blockchain, the group plans to send more than 24 million transactions and see how the blockchain handles it. However, while speaking to CoinDesk, Bitcoin ABC developer Jonathan Tuman said that the stress test tried to attack the Bitcoin ABC network. On the contrary, it ended up affecting the Bitcoin SV instead. They were trying to spam both Bitcoin Cash ABC and Bitcoin SV, but they made a mistake and split their coins early on, so their spam is only reaching BSV. So, due to large transaction volumes, the Bitcoin SV blockchain suffered a mini fork. There's another fork. This one's probably, it's an orphan block, I'm sure. But the resulting iterations of the Bitcoin SV blockchain caused all supporting nodes to go out of sync with each other. Furthermore, to realign the Bitcoin SV nodes and reconnect the fork blocks into a single chain, certain blocks needed to be reorganized. Not financial advice, guys. Sell your damn Bitcoin Cash and buy into the real thing because this is absolutely ridiculous. Once again, he says dramas per second are increasing on BSV. They just experienced a multi-block reorg at block 557301. These nincompoops cannot operate their own network without shooting themselves in the foot. So much for the small world of miners that a certain fraud likes to plague about. There you guys go. Now, that's not the only issue we've seen. Now, getting on the same topic of miners, this was a big topic of conversation yesterday. So you have another group of miners, which is US Bitcoin mining firm Giga Watt, has declared bankruptcy with millions still being owed to creditors. Some of the creditors include the utility providers in its Douglas County base having a claim of $310,000, an electricity provider, Nepal Electric, which is owed almost $500,000. This is insane, guys. So thank you to all of this madness that's gone on lately, and now we actually have miners going bankrupt. So this is definitely not good news, guys. But once again, I just want to point out, because actually I was on the phone with my dad last night, and he always asks me, how's crypto going, what's up with Bitcoin and all that stuff, and I told him, I was like, it's just been taking a massive hit, and he was actually telling me too, because he has real estate and different rental properties, he was telling me that he's actually had to pull back on some of his rental prices because people just weren't paying those amounts. So for example, something that he used to get, office space for like $2,700, for what he was getting. Now he's only getting like 22, 21. So we're seeing everything take a hit. It's not just crypto. Obviously, I've had this article up while I've been talking, but you've also seen the FAANG stocks down almost $1 trillion. So, FAANG being Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google, they've taken a 1 trillion hit just in those stocks alone. Keep in mind, the cryptocurrency market cap had only ever experienced an all-time high in the 800 billions. But yet these 5 stocks are down more than the entire crypto market ever was, which is just insane, guys. So I just wanted to point that out. It's not like it's just crypto that's not doing well. A lot of other things aren't doing well. One thing I wanted to say was noting the correlation between the tech and crypto retracements. Maddie Greenspan, senior market analyst at eToro, said that it's impossible to shake off the feeling that somehow the current sell-off in tech stocks is somehow related to what we're seeing with cryptos. So moving on, you have a lot of other guys still pretty bullish, pretty positive. You have this guy, Bart Smith, digital asset head at US-based global trading and technology firm Susquehanna. They call this guy the crypto king. So he says that he is still a long-term believer in Bitcoin, even amidst the market right now. He says the desire to have a non-sovereign form of currency has existed forever. And analyzing the recent market tumbles, he suggests that the crypto space still lacks the capital to absorb the abrupt sell-offs, such as the one recently sparked by the contentious Bitcoin Cash hard fork, which he refers to as quite juvenile, I must say. So without new capital, as far as an on-ramp is concerned, he said that the resultant low liquidity, low volumes, and low volatility, just as the crypto space saw at the end of this October, creates an environment that is not resilient enough to absorb temporarily shaken confidence or shifts in investor sentiment. And guys, the lower we go, the lower this overall market cap goes, the easier it's going to be for manipulation, the higher volatility that we're going to have. So that's something to just keep in mind. Now, you still have Tom Lee. They asked him again, and they said, we just took this big hit. What do you think? And he is still holding strong on his $15,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year prediction. He says with all these different things coming in, like, he mentions Bakkt, which is funny because we know they're not coming in this year. And also he talks about Fidelity and these other instruments as well. So, if you guys want to have some fun, let's look at predictions, because why not, guys? We have about a month and a half until the end of the year, so let's see if these guys are still holding up. So Pantera, and these are all by the end of the year, guys. I just want to let you know. Pantera is still calling for a 20,000 Bitcoin. Tom Lee, he switched from 25 to 15. Max Kaiser, 28,000. Alistair Milne, $35,000 Bitcoin. Anthony Pompliano, $50,000 Bitcoin. That's pretty, okay. 75,000 by Jeff Pfeiffer, 100,000, 250,000 by 2022. This is Tim Draper. And of course, John McAfee, $1 million by 2020, or else he'll eat his own manhood. Ha ha ha. But if you guys want to get off topics of predictions and get back onto conspiracies, this address has been quietly accumulating a casual $1 billion worth of Bitcoin over the last 3 days. Who could it be, guys? Who has been accumulating over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin? Could be a cold wallet address for one of these exchanges. Maybe it's Bakkt, starting to scoop up those physical Bitcoins on the low. I don't know, guys. Very interesting, though. If you're into those conspiracies, trying to figure it out, have a look. Here's the address. You can go have fun with that, guys. Now, on the same note of could it potentially be Fidelity, I thought this was really funny. It's really not anything of, interesting, but I thought it was funny. So we have Fidelity Digital Assets. Now, they've released a digital asset glossary. Now, this is to help people to understand all the different terms when getting into crypto. You have address, block, cold storage, custody, digital signature. But the funny thing, I think, is look what they just added today. They literally just added the term HODL. So it says, what began as a typing error on a Bitcoin forum in 2013 has become a beloved rally cry for longtime Bitcoiners. It expresses the belief that long-term value is better obtained by holding a digital asset rather than actively trading it. Don't rush to correct someone when you see this term. Instead, ask them to tell you the story. So, HODL. there you guys go. It's an official term. We did it, guys. Now, moving on, let's talk about a mix of coin news, but also we do have Binance CEO CZ still very bullish on the space, you know. Don't forget, this is a dude that sold his house for Bitcoin. I don't remember the price. It was when Bitcoin was like 400 or 600 bucks or something like that, only to watch the price crash all the way down to the bottom. So, you know, this guy's been through a lot. And, you know, talking about the crypto market downtrend, he basically says that it's given us breathing room to build a more solid fundamental base. He says now when the market takes off again, we will be ready. He also goes on talking a little bit about Binance, and he talks about the goals of Binance, and it's to be an infrastructure service provider. That's our ultimate goal. Today, if you drive on a road, you don't think about driving on a road. You just drive. You find a road and you drive on it. Well, we want to be that road. He essentially wants to be, in other words, what Google does for searches is what Binance does for trading. And you know these guys are serious because they've invested $3 million into a trading desk. So this was released in a press release, and they invested into Koi Trading. So this is an OTC trading operation headquartered in San Francisco, and they say that they aim to be the compliant global option for private cryptocurrency liquidity. So the head of Binance Labs, Ella Zhang, she said that Koi's trading mission is to bridge fiat and cryptocurrencies in a compliant manner. This aligns with our broader vision at Binance to build the infrastructure which provides the freedom of value exchange globally. So getting into some other coin news, guys, today, I actually have more coin news and project news today than I really do as far as headlines are concerned. So I wanted to talk about what's been going on with these ICOs, what's been going on with Ethereum. We briefly touched on this yesterday. We had a chance to look back at some of the ICO books. We saw how much Ethereum is still in their reserves. Have they liquidated yet? So some people are definitely saying that a lot of the recent sell-off is being blamed on different rulings from the SEC. Obviously, they had those issues with those two ICOs. And then don't forget, they had EtherDelta founder Zachary Coburn. You know, he was charged, I think it was like $250,000 by the SEC, or I think it was maybe might have been a little more than that. But anyway, research by The Block indicates that ICO treasuries now hold a little over 3.57 million ETH, which equates to roughly 3.5% of the total Ethereum supply. So, once again, the question begs itself, what happens when these guys start to dump their ETH on the markets? Is it going to have yet another negative effect? So, obviously, back in April, you had treasuries having around 4.65 million ETH, or 4.5%. So, this suggests that they may have liquidated or moved around 23% since then. ICO reserves were holding around 107.6 billion, whereas today they hold a fraction around 475 million. So, it looks like the sell-off really isn't too much related to the ICOs, which is interesting because that means that a lot of them are potentially still holding their funds. But if Ethereum prices aren't going up, are they going to be forced to sell at a loss? So that's just something that, you know, we've been thinking about a lot. Also, guys, quick coin news. We have Fusion's Payable Stage Network is going live in December. So at least something's going live in December, guys. We can get excited for that. We also have TE Food partnered with New Zealand Trade Center. So just to kind of highlight the key points, they're going to work with them to implement food traceability from farm to table for fruit products exported from New Zealand. These include things like cherries, apples, and kiwis, and they're going to trace them to Vietnam, China, and Taiwan. And then they're also going to promote, market, and represent the TE Food service in New Zealand as well. So that's good news. Also, we have this pretty cool The Modern Internet Elastos commercial that came out. It's, you know, pretty cool. Got all these like things going on with it if you want to check that out, guys. You know, Elastos, what are you going to do, guys? Everything's been taking a hit. You know, no one's been safe. But Elastos, definitely great project. Definitely out there doing their thing. We also have launch of NULS mainnet version 1.1.3. So after full development and testing by the technical team, they plan to launch the mainnet November 21st at 16 GMT +1. The version supports the mainnet protocol upgrade. And the thing that we wanted to let you guys know is that it is mandatory to upgrade this time, because after the NULS mainnet is upgraded successfully, if there are any nodes which haven't adopted the new protocol, they will not be able to synchronize and get new blocks. Also, check this out, guys. So this is pretty cool. We've been talking about ERC 721s, non-fungible tokens, and stuff like that. So Enjin has launched a new QR airdrop feature update to the Enjin wallet, making it the world's first mobile cryptocurrency wallet that enables user to redeem blockchain items by scanning a QR code. So we're not talking about just like sending tokens to each other. We're talking about those non-fungibles, right? Like video game items like skins, swords, weapons, crypto kitties, right? Anything that could be a blockchain collectible. So this is pretty cool. So it's being referred to as Enjin BEAM, and the new feature will further extend the Enjin wallet's functionality as a tool that can infuse blockchain technology into the everyday lives of its users. There you go right there. Having that type of an option, now that's something you could really get in the hands of people. You know, download the Enjin coin wallet, play a video game, and then scan codes and send each other your, clothes or skins or whatever. So pretty cool, guys. Also want to talk about IOTA. Man, IOTA, if I had to say one company that has just had their heads down and been working, it's freaking IOTA. These guys are just constantly making partnerships and working on innovations. So now you have them and High Mobility collaborate to power new mobility apps launching today with all new workspace. So essentially, these two together, the development community, and they're going to connect cars APIs with IOTA's open source technology, data blueprints, and tutorials. The collaboration between the two organizations aims to translate the value of IOTA's open source technology into real-world connected car applications, commencing with the charging blueprint. So, CTO Kevin Valdick said, with IOTA's ledger and the team's vision for future mobility, we will see it being applied by many new services. The type of applications that can be enabled with IOTA's technology and vehicle data are many. In the first blueprint, we will not only see how vehicle data can be put onto a ledger, but also how it can be combined with charging infrastructure and payments. And we've already seen IOTA doing a bunch of things with these cars at charging stations, basically paying for IOTA, and they're just doing it on their own and stuff like that. So also, I wanted to say Dragonchain got awarded a US Interchain patent that validates its leadership in solving security, utility, scalability, and flexibility issues. And it looks like people are excited about this because in the midst of all this red, Dragonchain is actually up almost 14%. So it looks like a lot of people were pumped about that. Also wanted to talk about crypto.com. So they have those credit cards that we've got really excited about that are hopefully coming to the US soon. Well, now it looks like they're launching their own chain. So they're going to have crypto.com chain. And this is essentially the white paper that came out. So as you can see, they're going to be airdropping these to MCO token holders. So if you come down here in the white paper to page 24, you could actually see some of the information about it. I was a little confused as to why they needed a second token, but if you guys are interested, it's all here. So essentially, it's going to be CRO, and it's going to be used for their own chain. So there you go. Interesting. Have to definitely look into this a little bit more, guys. But moving on, I wanted to say a few things before we go. The first is that you have blockchain technology firm Bitfury has added an investment banker to its board of directors and a former US SEC member to its advisory board. This is interesting. So Antoine Dresch, over 20 years of experience in investment banking with Goldman Sachs, UBS London, and Morgan Stanley, and Annette Nazareth, former SEC commissioner. She worked on a range of regulatory initiatives, including execution quality disclosure rules, implementation of equities, decimal pricing, short sale reforms, corporate debt transparency rules, and modernization of the national market system. Pretty interesting moving forward, guys. And if that doesn't make you happy, you could pick up your copy of Mastering BitConnect. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Written by Money Alata. Just kidding, guys. That's just a joke. Anyway, that being said, if you guys want to get in on this, hopefully you'll have a chance to vote on this before it's done. So what do you think the floor is, guys? Is it the floor, 3K to 4K, 2K to 3K, or we are just totally doomed? That being said, guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming back to my channel. You guys are freaking awesome. Everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting. I know today's news was kind of blah, but guys, in all comparison to what we've been experiencing the past week, I don't mind one of those chill days. I don't mind taking a breather and just having the markets relax for a second. So, guys, once again, you're the best. Thank you so much. Everyone that's been joining the Telegram group, especially, love having a chat with you guys. So, yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for today. It's about to be holidays in the US, so I know a lot of people are going to be coming back, spending time with the family, which is the most important thing of all, guys. Obviously, spending time with friends and family. Crypto's great, money's great, but it's not everything. Don't let it dictate your life. Don't let it control you. So enjoy time with friends and family within these next couple days. And if you're not celebrating the holiday, well, goes for you too. Enjoy some time for yourself as well, okay? So that being said, my name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.